swim to those turbines and resolving problems. They resolve problems on the fly, and essentially they just continue with life. Last two slides just to wrap up. I'm going to skip that one. And then lastly, essentially there's just a small little overview of essentially the techies looking over at the specific car that you can see over there. They have some nice little quote there, keeping the driver safe, making sure that the information from the car is well transmitted to these guys so that they can ensure the driver safety and so forth. And then just finally, look, we are the number one platform to go for. So obviously strengthen yourself, your business, and just create new stories, create new use cases. As opposed to sitting in traffic, trying to be part of that solution, where essentially you kick back maybe 10 minutes before work, you turn on that coffee machine, you get going. And look, all in all, bang on time. Thank you so much for the presentation. It's been a pleasure. And if there's any questions, get me outside, we'll have a chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dubrow. I would have done the panel with your name myself, but I didn't know if you were through with it. So, let's move on to Mr. Carlos Paez. He is the Senior Manager Solution Engineering of Sentinel-1, and let's learn a bit more about the company solution.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here today. My goal is basically to show you a bit of who is Sentinel-1, what are we doing, and how we tackle that in the platform for your security stack. So basically, I usually do when I go to an event for the first time, I like to only show this slide. But sometimes people tell me, hey, you are crazy, how are you going to just show one slide if you are speaking in front of such a nice audience? But this slide really represents what we do here at Sentinel. Maybe elaborate on that. I have not only one today, unfortunately, but the next slide basically I will summarize or I will amplify what I'm showing here. So basically what you are seeing from down to the top, so in the downside of the screen we have different data sources that your company security team is usually having, which is identity, email, network, or at the end of the day data. In some cases, data points of data. So basically, what you see on the center of the screen, what we call data lake, is our own security data lake, our own platform. Sometimes the vendors, we have something in common for the bad, and it's not that we are expensive, it's that everybody has his single way of representing data. What for Sentinel-1, maybe it's called event of IP address, for a firewall company, for a network company, it's called event source of IP address, something like that, something different, everybody's different. So some years ago, Sentinel-1 and most other vendors, we tried to put some sense of community, and also in the sense that we try to push for a standard, for a language, or for a schema, better said, that it's able to understand to correlate data, how to correlate data, how to make your life a bit easier. And that's called OCSF. It's called Open Cybersecurity Schema Framework. So basically, we have a marketplace, we have a platform. If you want to be in that platform, you have to be in that schema. Why? Because tomorrow, today you are using Sentinel-1 as your environment. Tomorrow, maybe you are using whatever other solution. Does your team have the time to, or can you afford the time of investing the time to learn a new query language? Maybe they already know a firewall data structure. So that's good. Because with that language, or with that standard, they will be more able to understand how the data works. They will be able to correlate faster, to investigate faster. So basically, what you see on the center of this screen in the data lake, everything has to be the same query language and the same standard. So when you are looking for one vendor, you see the different vendors are there. We put some names. Well, they all have to be that data. So that when you are querying, it's easier and the correlation happens. This is the beauty of it. So we are known as going a bit up as an endpoint solution. Mainly we have an EPP, EDR, SDR agent, which is installed in different platforms. We cover vast majority of them with Windows, Linux, macOS, iOS, Android, you name it. But we also have a very good cloud solution like a CSPM, CNAP, CWPP to protect your cloud workloads. We will amplify them. On top of that platform is what we call AI. Well, it's what everybody is playing now. In our case, it's our generative AI assistant. It's called Purple AI, and it's able to understand all this data that there is in the platform. So that's why, again, the beauty of OCSF. Purple AI, our assistant, and this is something that we showcase in the demo this morning in the workshop, it's basically able to understand OCSF. So if you are ingesting data for an entity solution, for an email solution, for a firewall solution, our generative AI assistant is able to help you with the query. Maybe you don't know how the user can use this name. You just say, hey, I have this username, give me when it's failing login. Tell me where is he usually logging from. Right? So having said that, I have 6 minutes. I will summarize very quickly what we do. Our endpoint solution, we have been a leader, or we have scored, we are like the world leader because NITRE does not call leaders or they don't declare winners. NITRE is a non-partisan organization that basically evaluates different vendors across the same attack. They are during 1 week attacking the solution, simulating adversaries, and then they come across good results. They don't declare winners or losers, but everybody claims they are winners. Why? Because they are non-partisan. So when someone asks me, hey, how did you score in NITRE? I will say, hey, please go to NITRE website. I can teach you how to see the data in a non-biased way, but you check yourself. I don't want to say we are the best or we are. Basically, we try to increase the efficiency of the analyst. Our solution is able to behave autonomously. This is again something that we see this morning. We have 2 models of behavior. We can detect only, and then we allow it to respond to the threats, or we have protect that in the moment that there is an attack detected, we are able to respond to. We are also a leader in the Magic Quadrant of Gartner. Again, I'm not going to comment on that, but we are there. Some companies only consider leaders for the security stack. We are one of them. And key insights is we believe that people can live autonomously and Gartner website and say how the solution is working. Those are questions. We just probably will. So cloud security, we acquired a company called eSafe last year. We have integrated the technology in our platform in a way that makes sense. Just copy-pasting, changing logos. We have put data into our data. We are able to correlate our endpoint data with cloud data, and we are able to offer exactly the same functionalities that we offer for our EDR, plus the cloud security posture management offer. Right? This is something that we provide in a very comprehensive way, in the same user interface, and the same platform, and so on and so forth. It's also powered by AI. I joined the company 4 years ago, and I was already talking about AI. This is part of our core data. AIC, this is the data that I was talking about, and this is where things become really interesting because we basically have, again, we are very proud of OCSF. We are one of the promoters of this standard. Because thanks to that, we can ingest very easily. We have something that I have forgotten with my marketing team, because we call it Marketplace. We quickly associate the word marketplace with Apple or with Google, where some applications are free, some others are paid. In our case, the marketplace allows integrations without writing a single line of code. You can literally configure an integration to ingest data, just put in the API key and the URL of the platform, of the API. Right? So in our case, all our clients have 10 gigabytes of data ingestion for free. That's roughly 300 gigabytes of data per month for free to ingest and to start putting data in. Again, this data will be OCSF and will allow you to be able to correlate with sources. Right? We also have an identity solution. It's mainly focused on taking Active Directory, the URLs of the ground. And basically what we are doing is to identify, I'm not going to say the word vulnerabilities, we will find also what we call exposures. Those exposures can be things like passwords never expiring, SMTP1 still enabled, weak password policies and things like that. We will provide a very comprehensive report with the remediation steps, and also we will offer you remediation scripts in case you want to take actions. This is mainly intended for the IT department, but again, it's something that we do with the same platform and at the same thing. Right? So what you are seeing on the screen right now is also what we call identity detection and response, or IDDR. So we are trying to think as an attacker think, and when they try to enumerate, for example, who are dominant, this is a command that everybody can launch. Please don't do it, or with the complaint. Basically, instead of giving the real answers, we fake the responses. So we are attacking the attacker responding to the attacker thinking like that. On top of that, we can put services inside the platform. It's what we call IR or ADR, it's the response or managed detection and response. Our agents generate a bus telemetry, which is very useful to investigate the threat hunt and to discover patterns of how your users are behaving. Or if you are under attack, we can assist you with services to respond to those threats. We have an industry-leading managed detection and response team. All of our analysts are in-house. We don't subcontract them. So it's a great service. Our average time to response is around 20 minutes until we contain the threat. Last but not least, hyper-automation. Hyper-automation is an automation solution, an orchestrator type of sort. Again, we have demonstrated this morning. We have integrations with advanced solutions. You cannot imagine with how many, because we have an API-first approach. But basically, with hyper-automation, we allow you to orchestrate in a very simple way your playbooks in case you have an incident, in case you want to, maybe you have a very repetitive task that takes a lot of time. With hyper-automation, we can try to automate. And we provide you with a sense of the time that you are reducing thanks to that platform. Purple AI is what we call our generative AI assistant. It's able to write for you, it's able to triage for you, it's able to give you a very comprehensive understanding of the events and incidents in your organization. With that being said, with still 15 seconds left, this is the platform that we have, this is the description that we were seeing before. Thank you so much for your time, and we are happy to respond to any questions that you may have. Thank you.